Okay, welcome. Uh, Hold on, let me take my first sip of of my coffee. But welcome back to Black Coffee Philosophy or Black Coffee Podcast, where we talk about the nonsense of the consciousness. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here. I'm very hyped up. This is definitely something that I want to continue doing. And no matter like what I talk about or anything, I just love pressing record and just sitting down and knowing that like I'm sharing this space with somebody and that commute that that equally wants to be in that space. So thank you for again being here. Thank you for taking the time to get here. Let me take this sip. And yeah, thank you for wanting to listen to my thoughts. I definitely want to get more people on here, like have it more of like a 1-2 podcast, because I love riffing off of ideas, and so that would be cool. I definitely think I have the I wouldn't want to say I have the space for it, but if anything, we could totally do like Discord chats and stuff like that. So I know we could do shit like that, like live calls and like how some people record it for their podcast, like record Zoom calls and stuff like that. So we could always do those. That'd be cool. But yes. So ideas, and personally, like let's kind of get like a wrap of like what's going on and like recently, how I've been doing. So recently I've been growing, healing, changing, accepting a lot of gifts and ideas that the universe has been, or I should say like God has been blessing me with. God or universe, whatever resonates with you. And I feel like I've been working a lot on letting go of a lot of ideas and negative ideas, self-limiting ideas to who I think I am, and I guess it's just like on who I think I am, and don't want to. I no longer want to limit myself to those self-limiting ideas of, oh, you have to be this, you have to be that, I've been making music for a very long time, and I say that but it feels like it, but not really. But I've been making music for a while, so naturally I'd be like, oh, I'm meant to be like this artist, or I'm meant to be like this creative direction, I'm meant to be an empowering force. And do I want to be is that my desire to be like this creative, like I'm so sorry for my cat. I have a new addition, and she's very, very young, and she's like messing on my PC. But pretty much like I no longer want to isolate myself and identify myself as who I think I need to be based off of what I do. You know what I mean? What I enjoy to do, what I like to do, and what I do in general. So, recently I've been trying to like deconstruct those ideas and notions, and let myself be free, let myself be happy, let myself be content. Yeah, and that word, be content, be content. Wow. Okay, so I've been struggling with contentment. Like I always want to do more, I want to be more, I always want to strive for more, I go for more. I'm delusional. I love the fact that I am delusional. A lot of people are too afraid to be delusional because of social norms, but I'm delusional with my dreams, and that's what like gets me in the morning. That's what makes me strive. That's what makes me keeps going, facing all the challenges. I see challenges in my life as not like a like another fucking thing to deal with, but more so like, oh, okay, so if I conquer this challenge, like kind of like a game to myself, like if I conquer this challenge, I'm gonna be leveled up into the next area, one step closer to fulfilling my dreams. But I'm literally living my dreams right now. I do recognize that, and I do acknowledge that, and I will sit here and say that, like, I am living my dreams right now. So I yeah, so I'm living it right now. That's like powerful manifestation, but every day I want to continuously work on the grounding of it, working on the garden, being in my garden. So, but with that, I was isolating myself so much that, um, which didn't necessarily feel like I isolated myself on my own will. Like, yeah, I did at a certain extent. I did isolate myself from my own will, but I also felt like there was just another energy, another force, another thing at hand, a greater thing at hand to isolate me, so I can learn all these lessons, so I can actually sit here and be able to speak about these lessons, about these trials, about my life, and about so I can, I go through the things, I know I go through the things that I go through, so I can better understand how you feel and how you are, and or like who you are and what you go through, and all the measures and metrics to life, so I can better so I can be a better mirror, a better reflection, a better friend, by sharing and experiencing that pain, so I can bleed. So when you bleed, you're not the only one that's bleeding. I'm bleeding with you, and it's not something to feel like, oh no, like because I'm like that, like, I like to carry on all the pain. It's because I don't want other people to carry it, you know what I mean, like Batman syndrome, Spider-Man syndrome, you can even call it the Christ Jesus Christ syndrome, the carrying all the weight. But I I want to be able to bleed with you guys. That's something that I just in my soul that I desire, or I don't want to say desire, but something that I want to experience, because I don't want to be in a cooped up perfect little comfy spot, not knowing what pain feels like, not knowing what unknowing feels like, not knowing what feeling lost or broken down or distracted or hopeless or hopeful, and all those different emotions, the roller coaster of life. Sorry, I want to be able to ride that wave, those all different types of waves, so I can be on the same frequencies and understand the frequencies that the people that I gravitate to and the people that gravitate towards me on, so we can have a way better collective conscious one and a better relationship. But yeah, so that's like, kind of like where I'm at personally. And I'm still learning. One of the biggest things that I'm still like tackling is the the desire of validation. So validation, oh my god, validation is the killer of all dreams. I feel seriously is like validation is the killer of all dreams. I'm gonna explain that after I take this sip. Okay, that was the last one, I think, right? Okay. So, validation has been a very... How can I explain it? Validation has been a very... I've been tackling with that topic, that notion, that way of living. Not way of living. Seeking validation is a way of living. So I've been dealing with that ever since a kid. And the reason why I feel like I've been struggling with validation is because before I go in, I want to say I love my I love my parents, and I've already like worked on my relationship with them so I can get over this But as a child, there was things that I did that I seen to myself, something that I enjoyed, something that I really liked doing, and I would try to try to show that to my family. And it could be me and my own present perception on it, even as a kid, but I always felt like I wasn't validated in the way that I would do something and I would show it to him and he'd be like, oh, it's cool or whatever. And I just wasn't really moved by it. And or like I would do something that I know that they would like, you know what I mean? I would like get good grades, or I'd do that one thing in church, or I would please them. And I didn't get any type of fulfillment from it because I was just doing it to please, you know what I mean? Like, so I can seem like the golden child that everyone was deeming me to be at the time. Until I got into my teenage years. That flipped on its head. But with me now, with the creative, with the creative that I am, the artist that I am, the spiritual person I am, the philosopher, the therapist, whatever you want to call me, as me, as Jamar, as Ark. The things that I do and I dabble with, and the things that I want to progress in, I must let go of needing constant validation on what I do. I'm not gonna sit here and make content on the things that you want if it doesn't make me happy, because like that's just not living for me. So why would I sit here and bash myself when I make music, or I draw, or I write something, or I do something creative, and I consistently go up to someone and be like, look at this, like, what do you think about this, what do you think about that? And even at times, like with myself, I feel like, oh, that must be annoying. You know what I mean? Like I want to like take my art away. I can shield it, hold it to myself, because I don't feel like asking for validation, because I feel like I do it too much at it is. And like if I'm always approaching you with it, then I feel like you don't really care that much about it, because I'm always the one that brings it up. And like, so it's like a toxic back and forth relationship with myself on on that art. And I sat down with myself the other day, and I was just like, I want to free myself from that. So I just been journaling and letting myself know that, like, validation is killing my art. So I need to let go of that, so I can let my creative self, so I can play. You know what I mean? I haven't been able to play recently. Like, I haven't been able to play because of me wanting to seek validation through my art. And that's been leading to me making decisions on it that won't necessarily make me happy. So, yeah, 1414, as I said that. Let go of validation, let go of that desire. And I'm telling myself this right now, like, let go of that desire, because it leads to nowhere. It leads you in this rat race, leads you in this circle, and you will never actually embrace fulfillment. Because you'll always, you're always in thought of embracing, or challenging, or seeking validation for you know, you never actually did it for you. So what was the point of you doing it? You know what I'm saying? You know. So that's just me on that. But I do have some ideas that I definitely want to. That's where I'm at right now. Definitely have some ideas that I want to, dive into and talk about. So we'll go ahead and start off with we'll go down. So I'm reading idea 26 right now, and we'll go down all the way to 23 because that's where I'm at. So as of idea 26, it reads. Sorry. I tend to find myself in situations recently where I'm full of ambition, but I also feel this constant weight of being tired. I woke up this morning like any other morning, cleaned up, got my morning water, stretched, meditated, journaled, etc. But even so, I still find myself yawning every other 5 seconds. Most importantly, I'm experiencing those I'm too tired to do this type of thoughts, when those activities that I want to do correlates with my authenticity, as a person. Fuck that, I don't know what I'm apologizing for. Maybe I should hold off on my creative work till later on in the day, but my days usually get out of hand. As a man, I have no control of outside forces or when I'm scheduled to do work, but I can recognize the opportunities that I have been given to do the creative work that I inspire to do. That, at certain time is now, but in reality, it's just in the mornings. It may be the fact that I always wake up between the hours of 3 and 5 a.m. I know a lot of people also do that, have that type of, I don't want to say problem. I don't want to look at it as a problem. I feel like it's not really a problem, but just the way our body and mind works. And we have to, adapt to that. But, I always wake up between the hours of 3 and 5 a.m. because I can never stay asleep. It takes me at least sorry, my phone just glitched out. Where was I? It takes me at least an hour to get back to sleep. With me having an alarm to wake up every morning at 9, I tend to not feel like I get much sleep at all. But, as I'm writing this, seeing this challenge kind of motivates me in a way. Why would I let the feeling of me being tired affect my entire day when it only lasts for about an hour or two? And I know what you're thinking, just drink some coffee, but I personally have to wait 2 hours after I wake up so that the coffee actually hits me. I don't know if that's just a me thing or anybody else, but if I drink coffee or any type of energy drink too fast, too early in the morning or whatever, or too soon after I wake up, I should say, it just feels like slug is just moving super quickly. It doesn't necessarily feel like I'm light enough to actually move because I'm still going through the grogginess of waking up. So with that, my body trying to flush out that drowsiness of waking up, and also the energy drink kind of moving in, horrible combination. That's where and why you crash out whenever you take energy drinks and stuff like that. And I know that you're thinking, and I personally, I have to do that. And if I rush the coffee, I'm rushing my body to get up to, which leads to my mind rushing all the time, which leads to create shitty, creative work. Regardless on how I feel, and even regardless on how you feel, we all have a job to do. No Adler shit, people Call of Duty. Either externally or internally. I love what I do, so no matter how hard it may be, or how hard it may get, or how tired I may be, I'm still going to keep walking. I'm still going to stay creative. Plus, who knows? With the use of all, a little bit of sleep deprivation, I may become more creative. And like I said, please do not, just stop seeking validation. Ugh. Yeah, the Kendrick song, push these off me, like that. That's how I feel about validations. Um, so so that was idea 26. I feel like I don't really have to like talk too much about that one because that's in itself it speaks a lot. Um, Here's idea 25. My goodness, I feel like I can't breathe. My allergies are like acting up this morning. I had a dream last night that I feel inclined to share. In the dream, I was a wrestler. Yo, crazy fact. So, just to give you some like context, I have no wrestling experience, but I was in a match, a real live match with an actual experienced wrestler in the dream. Need more context. I only weigh 120-ish pounds. I may have muscle and work out, but I'm like no wrestler. Even the referee was looking at me sideways and wishing me the best of luck for the fight. But I was ready. Something within my soul was burning, and I wanted to win. So I did. I ended up making the guy tap out because I had the man in a hold he couldn't escape. I woke up, thought about the dream a bit, and started crying. Crying in pure disbelief as the dream was telling me that there was truly nothing that I can't do. And most importantly, I'm strong enough as it is. I may have seemed weak to my opponent, but he underestimated my inner strength. That shit is powerful. In a way, this is me recording my dreams. Yes, because it's important to record your dreams. But I also wanted to have an intimate conversation with you instead of just explaining my actions or my takes and actions and thoughts on philosophical subjects. I feel, especially on this app, the algorithm pushes what they think you want to read or watch. But here's what we need: a little bit of fucking humanity. So, how was your day? I'm so proud of you for getting up this morning. I know you were like very tired and didn't feel like it. I hope you stay safe throughout your days and give the best intentions to the love around you. I hope you take, the deep breaths that you need and drink the water that your body craves. I hope to see you conquer everything and anything you desire. For in my dream, if my dream taught me that I could, I'm 110% positive that you can too. I'm currently living my life, for it's not my dream life anymore. It's my life, my story, and you're a crucial part of it. For that, I have to say thank you. Thank you for the humility that I need in this life. I could sit here and try to think of something philosophical and wise to say or talk about, but for me to do that day in and day out would mean that I'm a robot, and it's just not how my brain works. And most importantly, I am still learning just like you. I'm still like growing and still like changing and understanding. Everything that I talk about is just a theory on what I think I know and learn and how I feel about it. And like, dude, I'm only 20 and I turned 22 in less than a month, but like, I still have so much to go and learn. So, that's the whole point of this channel, is to be able to learn with you, and to talk about lessons and stuff that I think I'm learning and riffing off with people. That's the whole point of this. But like, anyways, and at the same time too, my point of consistency isn't about writing something I deem meaningful all the time. All I ask for myself is just to write. Right now, in this present moment, I'm letting go of the restraints I put on myself. So let yours go as well. One day I might say something super cool, and the other I might say something super dumb. But either outcome, honestly brings me joy, for I have learned to laugh with myself, or even at myself in the stupidest moments. Why do I portray myself as this structured guy when really I'm just a painter throwing colors at a canvas, watching the colors flow together to paint the picture, to deliver the message? I feel the world we live in desperately seeks ways to kill creativity. I mean, like, most cars are black, gray, and white, and if you can afford it, red. If you don't mind paying extra insurance. I want to be a purple car though, a purple Cadillac with big ass rims and of course drop to the floor. Because quite frankly, I'm getting quite tired of this staring at the world, our canvas full of gray, white, and black. So I'm just gonna start throwing and hauling colors at it. And I'm gonna need your help because the world is big canvas and I can't do it alone. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and pick up any color. Pick out your first one and throw it at the world because the world needs it. Oh, the world needs the authenticity, man. Like, it's just, there's so much that is just gone. Like, and it makes me so sad, as like when I'm even reading it and understanding, like, yeah, like authenticity. Like, I wasn't alive during those like 1970s, 50s, 40s era, but you can just look it up. There was so many more colorful cars. Nowadays, it's just factory colors. That's kind of lame. Just saying. Like, what happened to green cars? You know what I mean? Like, or yellow cars. Like, what happened to all those? Just saying. So, this is idea 24. I know I'm going through these, but I think these are very self-explanatory. Take a deep breath. Settle with what's going on, and then let's keep going. So, this is idea 24. Distractions upon the mind is just a coping mechanism to face the inevitable trials of life. So stop, take a deep breath, recognize the hard work you've done, and smell the roses. Even if smelling the roses is you taking a deep breath with your eyes closed with a light smile on your face. Deception is just a negative word for perspective. So silence the mind, for your mind begs and demands for the balance of both focus and peace. Sometimes not saying anything is so much better than saying anything at all. But in retrospect, if I'm gonna be honest, being human is in itself a supernatural experience. One day, apparently, monkeys just decided to wake up and grow up. And I'm not even like really just like talking about like let's step away from monkeys and like us. Let's talk about the world itself. I think we focus too much on us to try and figure out the mystery of life. But look up at the stars. They're so close but so far and already dead. But yet they shine so ever bright. There's a literal planet that works day and night to be able to carry the will of whatever is causing all this. For me, it's God. For other people, it's mostly universe or Buddha or whatever. But even then, we still don't even know how much we are actually impacting of not just the fate of the universe, but our lives too. So the next time you worry about something or find yourself sad or etc., just remind yourself that the universe just kinda happened. Like you kinda just happened. Your life, no matter how cruel it can be sometimes, in itself is a supernatural experience, and we have no idea what in the hell it's looking like, what it looks like on the other side. But no, like, suicidal things or not wishing for any death or anything. Just I'm excited. I'm sure the next of whatever it is after life is exciting, because life in its now is super exciting, and life before should have been exciting because like I don't feel any pain. Can we acknowledge that? Like, before life you didn't feel any pain, nothing, and in a sense that is peace. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that the next and beyond is also have that same type of feeling of like that peace. So I'm kind of excited. If the universe just kind of popped in and consciousness, that in itself too. If consciousness also kind of just popped in there too, the possibilities are endless. But there is one thing I do know from what many people have said. I'm sure it's beautiful. And consciousness, I feel like we I'm a strong believer that like philosophy or psychology should be studied regardless of what major or whatever you want to do, at least like a year of it. We're forced to take these languages, and like, that's cool too, but like, can we talk about the psyche for a bit? Consciousness kind of just happened, you know um, we evolved one day and we thought, and therefore, I am. And we still like we still grapple with that. We still grapple with consciousness. We still grapple with our psyche, because like in reality, like, I'm sure things might be so much simpler in a mind that doesn't have a consciousness. It's just excuse me. It's just like, okay, I live. You know what I mean? I eat, sleep, shit, and repeat. You know what I mean? I exist, and like, that must be so liberating sometimes. But at other times, I'm sure it might be so boring. But you don't have the consciousness to understand what boring is, so that this just might be just always liberating. Like, think about it. Like, cats literally eat, sleep, and like play all their time, and in their heads they're living quite literally their best life every single day, because like, they're alive, they're getting all their needs met, and they're safe. You know what I mean? That's literally living the best life as a cat. You know what I mean? So, as for humans, though, we made it a lot more complicated. We gave ourselves the ability to think for ourselves, and or actually, hold on, let me scratch that. We gained the ability from, I want to say, the universe, God, evolution, to be able to think for ourselves, to have agency, and here we are suffering. Suffering to understand it, suffering to understand the gifts, suffering to understand the measures of the gifts, and suffering to understand what we're supposed to do with the gifts. But with suffering comes liberation, comes peace. There's two sides to it. So to close this out, pretty much, I got one last idea that I want to read, but like, yeah, just like, think about that. Consciousness in general. Your consciousness kind of just happened. So you ever just wake up randomly at 6 a.m. with a body that desperately screams at you, I need to stretch? So of course, you listen to your body, you stretch, and now your mind sees that if it yells at you, you would do what it asks. So my mind decided to yell at me to write. 6:30ish in the morning. If it's not my mind that's demanding, it would be my cats for sure whenever they are hungry in the mornings. I have 4 of them. Nothing like kids, but they damn sure know how to scream like one. I can't lie. I find myself in a weird fix, in a moment in the time within myself. I don't know about you, but yesterday was a day of clarity and peace. I was alone all day yesterday. Didn't partake in any substances, just purely lived for the sake of living. I was able to get my task completed and still have a refreshing day. Instead of working out in the morning, I had worked out in the afternoon, which felt kind of nice. Gave me a reason to leave home. Again and again, I found myself cooped up inside, desperately scratching the walls to find an escape. Just like the animals that we are, we lose ourselves mentally if we feel caged or trapped. An animal backed into a corner will always and will use any defense tactic that they have to protect themselves. But when an animal is caged, they lose their sense of self. That 9-to-5 job that you do might be killing the authenticity within you. I try to separate myself always from the conformities of the mind and the way of living in 2024. I simply don't fit in. I'm like a square in a world full of triangles and circles here and there. If you resonated with that last sentence, I'm glad that there are more squares out there. Don't chip away your extra corner to be normal. Instead, add more. Figure out all of the corners and the true shape that you embody. Fuck it. Be a whole new shape. Something that we have never seen or nor could name. Only you. There's enough triangles and even squares and circles. I too have grown tired of being just a square, for I know I could add more corners, add more dynamics to my being, to my soul. For one cannot deny oneself. Eventually you will mold into the world. Eventually you will mold into who the world wants you to be, or who you truly are. Unless you tear down the walls yourself and understand and allow yourself to be your own nature. Just like Carl Jung said, whatever unconscious doesn't become conscious will rule your life, and you will call it fate. Do you truly want to have like some system, either it's your mind or the government, tell you who you are? My friend, I didn't think so. So don't let it. Be whatever you are. Be whoever you are. Do not let any title conform and constrict you down. And if like having no title is you being you, like authentically you, then like, because that resonates with me. Like I hate having titles, so I'm just me. And that me could be spontaneous at one moment or the other. So that's why I hate titles. I just don't like being in one area, and I love doing multiple things. So I love having many corners. I love having all my imperfections. I hate being perfect. I hate perfect things. Hate's a strong word, but hate in itself is imperfect. Because hating something, it means that you have to love it. You have to be obsessed over it to hate it. You know what I mean? So technically you're in love with it. So, yeah, look at it that way. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not gonna take any more of your time. Thank you for spending this time to sit down and listen to me ramble and talk about my own thoughts and the way that life is living right now. I hope you're okay. I hope you're taking care of your business. I hope you're healing. I hope you're taking the time to heal and look within yourself. And I hope that you're learning the lessons that life has been throwing at you. And I hope you are also reaping the rewards that life is throwing at you. And don't forget to love yourself every day, just so as I love you. And I'll see you guys later. Talk to you guys. Ciao.